What's going on, guys? Riggs here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we're doing something a little bit different on the channel. What we're talking about is PUBG Mobile etiquette. What you should and should not be doing on the battlegrounds, and how to become an all-around better player and a player that people will actually want to continue to play with. So you're definitely going to want to stay tuned till the very end of this video. And of course, let me know what you think of the content down in the comment section. So starting off in the very beginning of a game, we're talking about parachute invites. You can see Preet is going to go ahead and send me an invite. The way invites work, you guys, is it's kind of a first come, first serve basis. You don't want to be the bad, I was going to say something else. You don't want to be the person that does not accept the invite. Don't be the person that rejects the invite. Whoever sends it first, it's kind of like a first come, first serve basis. If you're someone who's playing with random people, you gotta kind of know how randoms work. You have to be a team and work together. Don't go rogue and go off on your own. If you're planning on doing that and you're not gonna be dropping with your team, then play solo versus squads. And I'm gonna show you guys an example later on about what happens when you end up going rogue and it's not a very good look. So again, don't be that person. Another big tip for etiquette is if you are the one that's parachuting, make sure you put a marker down on the map so the other three people in your squad or the other person in your duo can know where you are going to be dropping. You know, you don't just want to drop anywhere and just make it a big surprise. So what's going to happen when you go rogue? You can see we had one random look. He just got knocked. Dude is like 1,200 meters away from us. He's not getting revived. Do not be Brobby. Do not be Brobby. You're going to want to drop with your team. We actually ended up winning that game. Rip Brobby in the chat. Okay, next one we're going to be talking about, and this is very, very important, you guys, and it's looting. You can see when you're doing the parachuting, make sure you hit the unfollow button. Do not go to the same building someone else is going to. That's the absolute worst. You can see right here, I'm going to hop into this window. This is now my house. This is mine. It's a very small building. You can see I'm going to go ahead and loot up. Notice none of my teammates are in the same building with me. You do not want to be that guy who goes into the same building, a small building, as someone else. Now, there's always exceptions to the rule, like you guys are seeing on your screen right now. This is a huge building in Campo Militar, for example, or if you're dropping in school apartments, you know, all the apartment buildings, those are very big buildings. The way it works is it's one person per floor. You don't want to have two people looting the same floor. All you're going to end up doing is pissing off your teammates, and it's going to make that person not want to play with you again if you're looting. See, I just saw my partner go inside that building. That means it is his. I landed first, but he kind of, you know, cut me off, sort of, but it wasn't a big deal. He took that building. It's his. So I went ahead and went off on my own, and now I start looting across the street, and everyone's happy. I got my Uzi. We are now good to go. Do not loot the same building that somebody else is in, because more likely you're not going to be getting an invite from that person to play again. Now, the way it works with flare drops, this is a big one. Do not be that guy. If you find the flare gun and you pop that flare gun off, that means you get to loot the package first. You don't want to be the guy where the other person shoots the flare and then you're hovering like a freaking baby bird waiting to be fed, and then you loot someone else's package first. You do not want to do that. Do not be that guy. All right, next what we're talking about is looting. You can see my partner, Your Ego, went ahead and got knocked. We went ahead and got the wipe. Now notice I could have easily started looting that package while he was crawling inside. Notice I didn't. Always revive your partner first. If you're fortunate enough to save your partner after being knocked, you can see Diablo gets knocked right here. We went ahead and get the wipe. Notice the crate is right there. All we have is a pistol and a Kar 98. Could have very easily looted that package before reviving Diablo, but we did not do that. If you want to have people continue to play with you and you want to be a good teammate, and when you get a wipe, make sure you revive everybody first before looting. All right, next up, and this is going to be a big one, you guys. This is pushing alone. You do not want to be that person who pushes all by themselves. Sometimes it can work out good, other times it won't, and all it's going to do is make your teammates very, very upset when you are literally all by yourself, when you hear gunshots and you just want to drop everything and charge all by yourself instead of waiting for your teammates. Because what's going to end up happening more often than not is you're going to end up getting knocked, and you're going to end up getting killed and thirsted because the enemy is going to knock you. They're going to see that you have no teammates around. They're going to thirst you immediately. And now you've left all your other teammates, basically you've left them kind of high and dry. So don't be the hero. Make sure you always push with someone else. It's just going to make it better, not only for you, but better for your teammates. It's very, very important. All right, and just another quick tip that I want to give you guys before we get into the next one is make sure you're marking enemies ahead, or that you're calling out instead of just firing in some random direction when you see a real person. It's going to make it much easier for everyone if you're not on voice, at least marking enemies ahead, or if you are on voice, at least calling out the direction of where you see somebody. So really, at the end of the day, it's just going to make it that much more easier for everybody to know what's going on. If you see someone, make sure you are calling it out. And doing this, it's going to make people much more likely to play with you. And they're going to remember that. You don't want to be the guy that says, oh, that person, they never mark. They just start firing in some random direction. You don't want to be that guy. All right, the next one is driving etiquette. And this is a big one. It might seem small, but when you play with someone who does the things I'm about to say, you're all going to say, oh, I hate that guy. So the way it works is if you find the vehicle, that means you're pretty much the designated driver. The only way you're going to get around that is, say you find a vehicle and you don't want to be the driver, you can go ahead, at least mention on voice, or you just quickly switch seats. And now you know that that next person is going to be the one driving, but that means it is their vehicle. Now, you're going to see right here, watch this.
Excellent work.
Look, it just hops right in. Just King. You guys do not want to be King. King will steal that driver's seat. Before you even know what happened, he's in that driver's seat. Notice I had the vehicle. He went ahead, he literally cut me off and stole the driver's seat. You don't want to be that guy. Now you can see right here, I go ahead, I hop in. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up my partner, Bobby, and you're gonna see how exactly this works. He went ahead and actually ended up driving the vehicle up this hill. Notice that he is going to be in the passenger seat because he knows the driving etiquette. I'm the one who found the vehicle. Now the only way you're going to be getting around this, you guys, is number one, if you're the original designated driver and you end up getting the vehicle stuck, that means you're pretty much banned from driving for that game. And like I'd already said, unless someone else on voice chat or they type in game that they suggest they want someone else to drive, they just want to grab the vehicle and bring it to you, that is a completely different story. But yeah, driving etiquette, you don't want to be the one stealing that driver's seat. Okay, the next one, and this one is going to probably be maybe the most controversial thing we're going to be talking about on the list, and that is kill stealing. And this is going to be, like I said, this is going to be a big one. I already know you guys are going to be lighting up the comment section about this one. What we mean by kill, we don't mean the innocent, oh yeah, I was going around a corner and you end up, shooting the same person kind of on accident. And then the other person kind of ends up, getting the kill. It's like, sorry. We're not talking about those situations. We're talking about the blatant, the obvious kill steal. Now, when we mean kill steal, 9 times out of 10, we're not talking about real players. We're not talking about real people. The kill stealing we're talking about, again, 9 times out of 10, are bots. It's the easy kills, the kind of the fluff, the fill-in kills to kind of pad your kill death ratio a little bit. We're talking about when you see someone 100 meters away and you've hit them 4 times with a mini. My own mother would know that it's a bot, and then the other guy sees the direction you're firing, and they take one shot and they end up getting the kill. Another one is when you have the beat on a guy. Everybody knows that you see this person, again, the way they sound, the way they're moving, everybody knows it's a bot, and you have 4 people all shooting, even though you saw them first, you had the beat on them, you maybe even started shooting first, and then 3 other people in your squad all end up shooting at the exact same time. And of course, it never works out to where the person who saw them first ends up getting the kill. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about kill stealing. You do not want to be this guy. And like I said, some people say, hey, you know, it's kind of how it goes. You know, everyone, it's kind of like a dog-eat-dog world. But I'm telling you, if you become the kill stealer, more than likely, people are going to remember those things. People more often will remember the bad things about you than the good things about you. So again, you're not going to want to be the person that is a blatant, I mean, we're talking about an obvious kill stealer. The next one, it has to do with throwables. And this is specifically nades, but also mollies, usually inside of a building. Make sure, because the way it works, when someone shoots a gun, you know that if it's your teammate or if it's the enemy, just by looking at the mini map, you can see if it's highlighted in red. If your teammate's shooting, there's not gonna be a little red bullet symbol on the mini map. With nades, it doesn't work that way. If you throw a nade, for whatever reason, it's gonna show up red, whether it's your team's or whether it's the enemy, and sometimes you don't know. So make sure you're calling out your nades, because the last thing you want to do is be like, for example, pushing into a building. You have a knock, you're pushing into a building, your partner throws a nade, doesn't call it out, and ends up knocking you, things like that. And especially when it's a molly, it can be even worse. You can wipe out your whole team without even knowing it. So again, you don't want to be that guy. Trust me, it's just gonna end up pissing off your team. Well, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed a little bit of PUBG Mobile etiquette with Riggs. I'm definitely going to be curious to hear what you guys have to say down in the comment section. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you leave it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. And until the next video, this has been Riggs from Riggs Gaming.